In the mist-shrouded highlands of Kenya, where the peaks of the Aberdares pierce the heavens, lived a young Kikuyu warrior named Mugo. His prowess in combat was renowned, but his heart was heavy with the weight of a destiny he could not yet understand. Whispers of an ancient evil had haunted his dreams, an ominous presence that seemed to be growing ever closer. One evening, as the sun dipped below the horizon and shadows lengthened, the village elders gathered Mugo around the fire. Their faces were etched with grave concern. "The time has come," said the eldest of them, her voice trembling. "The Leviathan has awoken." The Leviathan was no mere beast of legend. It was a colossal serpent, ancient and malevolent, that had slumbered for centuries in the cursed depths of a hidden lake. Its awakening was marked by a series of omens, strange lights in the sky, animals fleeing in terror, and the very earth trembling beneath its sinister influence. Mugo was chosen for this perilous quest, not merely for his strength but for the purity of his spirit. Armed with his father's ceremonial spear and shield, both inscribed with protective runes, he ventured into the forbidden forest where the Leviathan was said to dwell. The forest was unlike any Mugo had ever known. The trees seemed to whisper secrets in an unknown tongue, their branches twisting into grotesque shapes in the moonlight. The air was thick with a suffocating fog, and the distant howls of unseen creatures echoed through the darkness. After days of relentless travel, Mugo reached the edge of a hidden lake. The water was unnaturally still, reflecting a sky choked with dark clouds. The atmosphere was charged with a palpable sense of dread, and Mugo's heart pounded in his chest as he approached the water's edge. Without warning, the surface of the lake erupted in a wall of darkness. Leviathan emerged, a monstrous serpent with scales like blackened steel and eyes that burned with a hellish fire. Its massive form coiled and twisted with an almost hypnotic grace, casting a long, twisted shadow over the landscape. The serpent's roar was a deep, guttural sound that seemed to vibrate through the very bones of the earth. Mugo, still in himself, hurled his spear with all his might. The spear struck true, but Leviathan merely recoiled with a hiss of rage. The creature's venomous breath was a swirling cloud of darkness that Mugo barely managed to evade. As Mugo fought, he realized that Leviathan was not just a beast but an embodiment of pure malevolence. Its eyes glowed with a malevolent intelligence, and its movements were driven by a cruel, almost sentient purpose. The battle was a nightmarish dance of death, with Leviathan's tail smashing through trees and its roar shaking the very heavens. In a moment of grim clarity, Mugo understood the true nature of the beast. Leviathan was a creature of despair, feeding on fear and chaos. The more Mugo resisted, the more the serpent seemed to grow in strength and fury. Drawing on every ounce of his courage, Mugo summoned the deepest reserves of his spirit. He remembered the ancient chants and rituals of his ancestors, invoking their strength to guide his hand. With a final, desperate lunge, he drove his spear deep into Leviathan's heart. The serpent's roar was a chilling symphony of agony and rage as it writhed in its death throes, its immense form convulsing and thrashing. The lake churned with dark, swirling waters as Leviathan's body slowly sank beneath the surface, leaving behind only the echo of its final, tormented cry. The forest fell eerily silent, as if holding its breath in the wake of the battle. Exhausted and haunted by the horrors he had faced, Mugo emerged from the forest, his spirit scarred but victorious. The villagers, seeing the pallor of fear still etched upon his face, welcomed him back with reverent awe. Mugo's tale became a chilling legend among the Kikuyu, a reminder of the darkness that lurks just beyond the light and the courage needed to confront it. And though the village celebrated his bravery, Mugo knew that the shadows he had faced were not easily left behind. He carried the weight of his encounter with Leviathan as both a mark of honor and a reminder of the darkness that would forever linger in the corners of his soul.